Hello, I'm Matt Bradley, Event Director of the Retail Technology Show, and this is 5 Minutes With, a bite-sized interview with some of retail's most influential people. And today, I'm joined by Group Product Manager of Grocery for Deliveroo, Mr. Paul Wilkinson. Paul, welcome.
Hi, Matt.
How you doing, mate? You good?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Okay, well, as the title suggests, we don't have a lot of time. We have exactly 5 minutes, although they seem to be running over slightly. So let's crack on with the questions. Right, number one, as a retail innovation expert, this is an interesting one. What piece of tech, whether past or present, has excited you the most?
Yeah, it's a really difficult one. If I was going to pick a past one very quickly, it would probably be the barcode, just for how it's completely transformed retail and how it enables the data at all the different stages in the retail chain. But no one really wants to have like a history lesson. So my pick for the future is probably, it's split between two, really. One is drone delivery, just because I think its ability to bring the price of delivery and therefore the accessibility of it and the sort of the mass appeal to so many people once you can get over all the regulatory issues and the technology issues and all that sort of stuff. So I feel like it's inevitable, though. And don't ask me what sort of timescale on, but I think the ability to deliver food through an automated drone is going to be massive at some point in the future. That's one. The other one I would always say is like just the sensors in store, right? And we've seen it with like Amazon Go and Tesco working with Trigo, which I started. But the idea that you can transform the customer experience for customers that want it, and the idea that you can transform the knowledge that you have of the stock in that store, it makes such a big improvement operationally as well. So that it's got like these two benefits, which are both huge. And that I'm super excited for in the future too.
Cool. Wow. The future does seem bright, certainly. Now, we've certainly when we put together our conference program, and you and I have spoken in detail about the issues that are facing retailers, and every year it amazes me how much it changes and how fast-paced the retail industry is and how disruptive it can often be. How do you see? What do you think? Retail Technology Show 2024, we're going to be talking about. What do you see the retail tech landscaping developing like? What's out there? What's going to change?
Yeah, this is a really interesting question because I tend to think more about the longer term stuff, and the roles I've had tend to be more there. But I think what we just see every year is, like you say, it just gets better and better, doesn't it? Like the reliability of stuff gets better, the data, the use of the data gets better. The focus on customers, I think, gets better. The expectations of customers get higher, right? But that's a constant loop that means everyone is trying to, do better for customers, regardless of whether that's, through efficiencies, through straightforward things like pricing. Straightforward, it's not straightforward at all, obviously, but through making sure, you can get the right products to customers at the right time. A lot of the challenges of retail, I feel, never really change, right? I don't know if anyone remembers, like back in probably like the 90s, Tesco had this shopping list and it was like, I can get what I want, the aisles are free and I don't have to queue. And if you look at those three things, right, they're just timeless, right? It doesn't matter which channel you're getting them from, which buzzword you want to call, like omni-channel or whatever. But if you can get what you want, you don't have to queue, which you can kind of say is like, that's the same as like, you want to get it quickly, right? And the aisles are free. That's a bit more about physical stores. Physical stores, you want them to be nice, right? And I think if you can tick all three of those boxes, then you will always succeed in retail. And everything we see is people still trying to do those things. They're just trying to do it in new and creative ways.
Sounds easy, but I think it's proven over the last few years that it's certainly anything but easy. And, the changing world sort of lends that to make it slightly difficult, but slightly even harder as time goes on.
Definitely. And I think one of the things that's really interesting about the whole industry, and, now at Deliveroo, I work with so many different retail partners around the world, right? And I think there was a famous quote. Someone once said, the future is here, it's just unevenly distributed. And I think that's completely true in retail. And I see it on like a daily basis. Some people are miles ahead and have got loads of tech doing all these things. And some people haven't. And even just if you could evenly distribute the best at the moment to everywhere, then so many customers would have such a better experience as well.
That must be quite complicated for you at Deliveroo, is it, in trying to integrate with all these different partners that are sort of at different lengths of their development cycle of technology.
Yeah, it's definitely what makes a significant part of my job interesting.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we won't ask for names.
Diplomatic answer. Yeah.
Okay. Some quick, really informal questions now. I've got one to throw at you straight away. If you could learn one skill instantly, what would it be?
Oh, one skill instantly. That's a really good one. I probably want to become like a super programmer, I think.
Okay.
Like I can throw together a few lines of code, but I am not an engineer and I would never claim to be. And, I haven't really done much coding since I was like a teenager, really. So I would love to become like a cross-language super engineer, tomorrow, if I could pick one thing, I think.
Okay, well, I don't know. I can see if I can make that happen, but it's we can do a lot of the retail technology show, but not sure we can make that happen. Right, you are, as we know, you are part of the Deliveroo family. What's your go-to cuisine of choice when ordering through Deliveroo? Other apps are available, I suppose I should say.
It's not the BBC maps. My favorite meal from Deliveroo is probably quite straightforward, just a burger from Five Guys. Actually, today we get like free lunch once a month, like 2 weeks after payday, and that's today. So I have been just flicking through the app, but I just get drawn back towards my favorite, which is a burger from Five Guys with cheese and bacon on it and a milkshake.
Yeah, always the milkshakes from Five Guys. They are exceptional. I've asked this before a few weeks ago, actually, with someone, but I think it's a really interesting one, particularly for you who works in the, in a Deliveroo and an app. If you take Deliveroo aside, what do you think is the app you use most on your phone?
Oh, the app I use on. I don't know. I'd have to look at the stats. It was probably just like this BBC News or Twitter, I suspect.
Yeah.
Or email, just like work email. It's a pretty boring answer, isn't it? But
no, to be fair, I think it was Dave Abbott that he said YouTube. So yeah,
okay.
There's all these sort of funky new apps out there, but we seem to still like the traditional ones, don't we? That's
I think so. That's the things that get the most time. Certainly, I definitely go through phases of trying new apps and things, but just the core ones that probably provide the most utility, isn't it?
The mainstays, yeah, absolutely. Right, final question. As an advisory board member, as part of our conference program as well, we're really looking forward to seeing you at the show. But what are you looking forward to seeing at the Retail Technology Show this year?
I think my favorite thing about visiting things like the Retail Technology Show is just like sort of crawling around the corners and looking for those hidden gems, trying to find something like new that you've not seen before, discover a new startup or a new company that's got something that looks really interesting, even if it might not be like what you need immediately. That's my favorite thing about shows like RTS.
Yeah, and definitely that's going to happen this year. We've got some incredibly exciting, innovative startups, both in the Startup Safari and the Discovery Zone, as well as the Business France Pavilion, where we brought over some of the most exciting startups from France, which probably haven't been seen in this country before. So lots and lots and lots to see. If you haven't already registered, we know that thousands of you already have. Do so now. Get Retail's golden ticket. The link to how to register is within this video. And join us. Join your universe. Join me. Join Paul. And we will see you very, very soon at the Retail Technology Show, 26th, 27th of April, London's Olympia. Paul, it's been an absolute pleasure. Looking forward to seeing you soon, mate.
Thanks very much, Matt.
Cheers, buddy.